Celine Barry, and this is my painting. I'm just graduating from Visa. My work is about memory and time. I've been going to the same cottage for the last, it's in the Laurentians. It's a lakefront property that's been involved with my husband's family, and I've been going there for 25 years. And I've been collecting photographs from the time I've been there, and also the people that have been using this lake since the 1930s. And this year I've been putting the photographs together and making collages, and from those collages I've been painting. So it's about time, and you can see the painting over there. So sometimes I'm putting collages together of the photographs that maybe it's happened in an hour, or it's happened from a photograph from the 1930s and one that's happened recently. And I've taken the color out of it and made it monochromatic, just to bring the focus away from the beautiful blue sky, the water, and all the colorful bathing suits. So you're more focusing on the thought of memory and time.
Yeah, my name is Ira Hofecker, and I am one of the 7 graduating students, artists here at Visa, who just gained their Diploma of Fine Arts. I've been a student here of 7 years, actually. I've been painting at the same time and taking part-time courses, and had the wonderful experience of studying here at the school. And so I've always taken courses. I came from a different life some years ago and started to take art courses here, but it started to be more serious maybe 4 years ago. And then I came back to the school and I said I would like to do my diploma and gain a Diploma of Fine Arts. And I really enjoyed taking all the courses, art history and critical studies, and learning about contemporary art. I think it's very important because it makes us a better artist when we know more about art, and this is absolutely fantastic. So I think I took about 40 art classes here, 42 semesters, and studied art here. So in my work, place is an important part about my identity. I moved 26 times. I come from Germany, and but I've also lived, this is the 3rd time that I live outside of Germany, and which brought me to think a lot about Germany's identities, and also about the identities of the cities I lived in. And so during the past 2 years I've created a huge body of work talking about the identities of 3 cities I lived in Germany, namely Berlin and created a body of work that talks about all the historic layers. In my process I also use resin, which helps me talk about the historic layers. So I use the resin like a metaphor for the archaeological strata. So I paint between the layers of the resin and paint on top of the resin to talk about what was there before and what has been destroyed or what is not there anymore. So I'm very interested in city architecture. Since I've lived in many different big cities, I've always compared cities and asked myself why they develop in a certain way and what historic events happen to make it evolve in a certain way. So when that's my main policy. to put together my memories to what I know about the city. And so I'm working with those identities, and I really enjoy going to my studio and looking at maps and taking inspiration from the maps, from the historic knowledge of the city, also different maps from different times, and then I start to paint and
Sort of throwing things at the piano.
Hi, so my name's Nathan Morales, and I'm just graduated from the Vancouver Art and School of Art with my Diploma of Fine Arts. I am a Canadian First Nations painter. I am originally from the Cowichan Valley, which is about 45 kilometers north of us here on Vancouver Island. I'm of Cowichan descent, and I am Coast Salish. The Salish they're a linguistic division of coastal First Nations. Coast Salish territory goes from Butte Inlet, which is up by Campbell River, and it goes down all the way down into the mouth of the Columbia, which is in Oregon, USA. This here is one of my human designs that I've developed. I'm working in Coast Salish style, using millennia-old techniques and painting traditions, while also trying to incorporate a contemporary flair, my own style. So yeah, this is just one of my human designs, and I work a lot with circles and stuff like that, and try to create symmetry within the design, balance, color, stuff like that. So.
Hello, I'm Anna Curtin, and these are my paintings, a diptych anyways. And what I work with is landscape as my inspiration, and I'm exploring the idea of landscape as a felt experience. So I want to look at landscape and feel the materiality of of the land. So I might do large rock formations, or have thick plaster that I use, and also then put it together with some translucent parts to think about the ocean, the rivers, and perhaps use an aerial view. So I'm looking at how do we do landscape in the contemporary context, and understand it in a different way, because it's so under pressure now from environmental reasons and through the government, through different boundaries that we put upon the landscape. So I want to create a way to look at it in a fresh way, to feel the landscape, because I think a lot of people have forgotten about it. So Yeah, this is one of my examples. So I take my colors from the landscape and I juxtapose the color with the materiality. So this is at the Slide Room Gallery show of the graduate show of 2013 Diploma program students, and I hope that if you're listening to this, you can come and see our show because it's pretty good.
Okay, so I'm Jennifer Wilson, and this is my installation / sculpture that I've been working on for the last year. It is a archive of old educational material that I came into contact with, and I wasn't so interested in the images that were on the actual film, but I was more interested in the material of film. When I came to Visa originally, I was interested in black and white photography and working in the darkroom, and that's my background. And I've always been interested in the darkroom capabilities of the magic that happens and the touching and the tangible of the photograph and the paper. So when I came into this material, it just seemed sort of natural to me to respond to it as a medium itself and not as the image that is on it. So I had about 2,500 films that I hand sliced and into quarter strips, and then I just randomly threw them on the floor, and that became one series of sculptures. Each step I do is sort of process and production, so it might be just the material heap that I'm making. But in this case, I took from the material on the floor and spliced it all together randomly with tape, and then I had another pile which I stretched and hung from the ceiling, hung from hooks. And then I had to move it out of the studio, move it down here, and I came up with this configuration where I just used the architecture of the space, and it's just hung by gravity and its own support. So this is all solid film, just all wound and woven around each other. And what I really like about it is that there's still this reference to the image, but it's just all these random juxtapositions. And there's this architectural framework that's happening because you can still see the divisions on the lines of the film. So I think that works really quite well with the natural forms of the curls and then the stretch of the film. I had also, with that material, I had some cassette tapes that came with the educational package, which I manually pulled out of the tapes, which took over, I'm guessing, about almost 55 hours of pulling the tapes all out of the thing, and then I had that all in one big heap, and then over the process, that is 1,000 tape cassettes all balled up into one, which I've manipulated over time. So that's sort of the format that particular piece took. And then the films on that wall, that's the sprocket edges from these pieces, which I'm a real admirer of Robert Morris and his felt hangings, and it was sort of my attempt to use material and just pick it up and hang it, and whatever sort of format it comes into, that's the format that it stays in. And I'm letting gravity sort of take its toll on that. So it's just hanging by just simple hooks. There's no magic behind the hanging of it. And out of my sculptures, I've done a series of photographs and a series of drawings as well, where the sculptures become models for the work, and those are available up in my studio. Yeah.